Most people assume that if you call 911 for a medical emergency, an ambulance will show up in a matter of minutes. But NBC News has found that most Americans live in a state that does not consider EMS, emergency medical services, essential. And as many as 60 million Americans are counting on a local EMS system that's in danger of collapse. As part of a special report, NBC News medical correspondent Dr. John Torres went to North Dakota to report on a volunteer EMS system that's unpaid, overworked, and hanging on by a thread. He's here with me now. Dr. John, just the surface line that is so insane to me. Emergency medical services not essential?
And two parts of it. One, the fact they're saying they're not essential, but also 39 states. That means there's only 11 states that are saying, yeah, they're essential, which basically they're putting in there with police and fire departments. Those are across the country considered essential services. But for some reason, these 39 states are saying, we don't know if they're that essential because the police and the fire department can show up. But in some of these small communities we went to in Marmarth, that's not what happens. It's this ambulance service that is the linchpin, the life of the area, trying to keep people protected if they have any kind of health or medical emergency.
I mean, we are talking about some 60 million Americans who could be at risk there because they may not have access to emergency medical services. Talk to us about what you experienced in North Dakota, what you saw there.
And what you're talking about there, it turns out 95% of the country is considered rural. That's around 20 million Americans. But even for those of us that aren't necessarily living there, you might travel through there at some point. And if you get in a car accident, you have a medical emergency, these are the same people that are responding to you. And what I found, went to two different places, Marmarth, North Dakota, population about 167, and Hebron, North Dakota, population 747.
So huge areas.
Huge areas.
167.
But these are small towns, but they also, the area that the ambulance covers is 650 square miles. It's a huge area.
Wow.
If that ambulance shuts down because they don't have enough volunteers, it has to come from the next town. The next town is about 20 minutes away. That's if the ambulance is available because its priority is its town. If the weather's okay and it's not a big blizzard, North Dakota, it's going to happen.
Sure.
And they can make it through. And then they have to travel another 30 miles, possibly an hour to get to a hospital. So you're talking by the time the ambulance shows up, half an hour. By the time it gets you somewhere, an hour and a half. We have that golden hour, and this does not meet that. The problem in these towns is right now, especially in Marmarth, North Dakota, there are 12 people. They're all volunteers on the ambulance service. Talking to them, they said if they lose one person, somebody gets pregnant, somebody loses a job, somebody gets sick, and they have to move out of the town, they have to shut down because by state law, they can't do it with just 11 people. So it completely shuts the service down. They're not getting the volunteers they need, and that's one of the big issues we found out was going on.
Absolutely shocking. Dr. John, thanks so much for coming here and sharing your story with us. Appreciate it.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.